almost 9 years in a factory in China, which was the second biggest factory of the group, because we have factories worldwide in all the continents, and it was mainly compressor in the compressor unit, so the compressor business unit. Yeah, unfortunately, I have not been able to visit a lot of manufacturing sites or environments in Korea yet. I have been visiting Korea during my time in China, because we were providing equipment from China to certain customers. So I was also visiting the customers from that perspective. I believe that Korea in general is a very high professional market, high professional industrial demand on quality, overall quality and service. So I think the Korean industrial technologies are very high level. So if I talk about high level, means mainly quality or specification, both quality and specification. The quality can be everything. Can be the product quality, can be the manufacturing quality, can be the lead time, short lead times or good lead times. And I believe that is the challenge for manufacturing plants to be able to sell into Korea. Korea is quite a demanding market, as is Japan. So that is a challenge. So that's one thing. And also, I believe that your workforce, the labor force and the staff in Korea is very highly educated. So there is a high level of education, both on all levels. So not only on operator or blue collar level, but also on white collar level. Good universities, so high level education. And that is good. That's a good base for a country. Then another aspect I find very, let's say, very present in the Korean industrial market is call for service. This might be linked to your culture, very serviceable culture, where there is a demand for that. And I think Atraskovko has the right answer for that. We have a service organization here on site in the country with service technicians, called field technicians or field engineers, that are available and ready to service the equipment that we sell. So we don't only sell, but also service the equipment. What is servicing equipment means we provide parts, genuine parts, we provide maintenance, we provide repair, and we also provide what we call service plans. A service plan is something that we can offer our customers to do service on regular times, like with your car. You go to the garage and you do service on regular times. We call it also proactive service or predictive service. With that, we can guarantee our customers an uptime, a reliability, and an uptime of our equipment before something happens. So we do the service like with your car. You go to the garage, you do the service, you're good for another 10-15,000 kilometers. The same with our equipment. Atraskovko has embraced this model since many years, where we offer this to our customers, service activity as such. We have the organization for that, we have the product for that, and we have also the technical support for that. Yeah, if you talk Industry 4.0, that's for me, that is a high level of manufacturing. It's not actually only manufacturing, it's looking at your total process and taking care of automation, so very far driven automation, so automatic assembly or automatic manufacturing, coupled with high level of digitalization of data, big data, cloud data and everything, and then connectivity. So that is for me Industry 4.0, including artificial intelligence, augmented reality, 3D printing, doesn't matter. We have started this journey, because it's a long journey. I think we are somewhere, if you say Industry 2.0 was something we had before, we are on the way to Industry 4.0, but we will never be Industry 4.0. I will explain. So we are somewhere maybe 2.5, highest 3. We have embraced this journey to start this path, mainly coming from the digitalization of our data, So making everything digital. We use barcodes, for instance, to start with. We use barcode scanners to scan, to follow the data, to follow the products. We have RFID, radio frequency controlled inventory management systems on board. And then we connect everything. So we try to connect everything to the process, to the flow. So this allows us to bring the manufacturing to a higher level. Automation is not really that we can implement in our manufacturing, because we have too complex activities, and it's not recurring activity, it's not repeating. When you have repeating activities, you can automate. Our activities in the assembly process are not so repetitive, but where we see the big potential and the big advantage is digitalization of our data and of our activities, and connectivity. Because then you can make the whole process transparent. You have data, you can make it transparent, visible, and you can assess it, you can make assessments, you can make simulations, you can make algorithms on that data, and then improve the process. And with process I mean from the supply chain all the way to the customer. So the full value chain. So I prefer to call it smart factory rather than industry 4.0. Smart factory. It's a smart factory. That's on the let's say on the tangible material side. What we have also seen over past years, first of all, we spend a lot in R&D. So R&D helps us to design and develop new products for the demand side, customer side, application side. It also calls for, I would say, highly educated people. So we've seen a shift from, I wouldn't say operators to white collars, but we've seen a new demand coming up. Our engineers, for instance, in the past were mechanical engineers, because we were designing products. We were drawing products and designing. We see now that we need more electronic oriented personnel that work with software, because we have software on board. We have software on board of compressors, we have software on board of our tools. So we need a good combination, mechanical and electronic, mechatronics. They also have to work with big data. We collect huge numbers of big data from our machines on a real-time basis, but you have to be able to work with that. So you have to have algorithms, you have to have assessments on that big data to then decide how can I improve my products. Right? That's what we need. So we see a shift in educational demand or educational level of our resources, our human resources. Yeah, I cannot speak in general, but if you talk about automation, for instance, there of course there is the issue that a robot will or can replace a person, because it's a repetitive or a recurring activity. But most of the time those robots are taking away an unsafe or unhealthy activity. It's either an unsafe environment we put a robot in, or it's a very repetitive activity where there are then, from a personal aspect, occupational diseases like back pain or arm pain. So the robot takes over. That can be sometimes one-to-one. Yeah. And there we lose jobs. But on the other hand, I believe that by robotization or automatization, we will create new jobs. So we will create new jobs that I just mentioned, like in the back office, engineers, simulators, people that work with big data and that make these algorithms, that make these simulations. So that is one way to go. Therefore, you need this education level in the country to be upgrading all the time. On the other hand, also, I think from a demand side, by creating lower cost operations, I believe that the demand side will increase, and then you have more volume as well. So I think it will stay in balance. To make a statement, in a smart factory, we need smarter jobs. Right? We don't need this repetitive automated jobs, we need smarter jobs.